Welcome to the United Kingdom Offshore Boating Association Prudential Bournemouth Powerboat Festival, held between the 16th and 21st of September 1986, sponsored by Prudential Unit Trust Managers Limited and supported by the Bournemouth Department of Tourism and Publicity. The first job a driver has to do is to sign on with race control, something occasionally they do tend to forget. The boats have to be scrutineered prior to competing in the race to ensure that they conform to the rules and standards laid down for their particular classes.
You've got nice wide over. You've got nice wide over on shore.
Unfortunately, scrutineering doesn't always go smoothly.
I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. Take a note. Okay, we'll do that.
It would be a good one. We don't quite know what the difference is on the casting numbers between the two engines at the moment. The difference is whether he can run or whether he can be disqualified because he's running an out-of-class engine. They've uprated it now from the old 175. They've made it oil injection, which is now putting out 2.3 litres, which is out of class because these are all 2-litre engines. So we've got to find out and get our facts right before, in case anything goes wrong.
It was with one of the foreign competitors. Apparently it might be a new version that's 2.3 litres and the class limit's 2 litres. So we'll have to see.
They're all good.
Yes, yes.
I'll send you a bit of time, yeah. You'll be in every day around, okay, fine, that's lovely. That's yours.
Signing on at the briefing is the next step. It is essential that all crews attend the briefing prior to the race. These briefings are to ensure that all boats are familiar with the course, aware of all navigational hazards, and are fully conversant with the safety procedures.
How long is this one here?
This particular meeting was held in the pier approach show bar.
When there will be more marshals present.
The crews also take this opportunity to discuss the following day's racing and catch up with the latest gossip with their friends.
Strictly adhered to.
Officer of the day, Reg Turner, gave details of the course the boats had to follow. Included were a few new additions to these waters. Within the race area, there were an offshore drilling platform, which had a no-go area around it, a diving support vessel at an ancient wreck site, and an oil pollution control vessel testing a new type of containment boom.
Make sure that it isn't a diving boat, and that'll give you a clue that you're off anyway. But it shouldn't have. The thing to note is that
a representative of Her Majesty's Coast Guards also gave details of navigational hazards new to these waters not on the charts, and the UIM delegate Viv Williams unveiled the new Prudential Unit Trust Managers emblem, Prudence, which was launched in conjunction with the Powerboat Festival.
To be collected on your way out.
Launching the boats took place at the Poole Harbour Yacht Club, with last-minute preparations and adjustments being made by some of the crews. The Italian crew of May's generators took the opportunity afforded by a launching crane to raise their engine in an effort to gain more speed. These sole Italian competitors had driven all the way from their Mediterranean home in order to run in the race. Incidentally, the World Finals had been run in Sardinia a few weeks earlier.
So that, you know, it keeps it tighter. It goes through bottom.
You'll be 83 mile an hour running, are you?
That's right. But I've been trying to find the 83. So have I. You have. I have too.
Yeah, mind you, it's 4.5, isn't it? So
I think it's going to be rough on those backward legs. Very rough.
They are running very wide at the moment. I'm not watching
So those going out on that outward leg should be heading to the right of the oil rig. The fastest half of the fleet have gone far too far to the left. The second half of the fleet have realised the mistake. They're going to the right mark, and eventually the front runners will have to turn and go right over in this direction, and they're probably half a mile to a mile off course.
Plane is at this moment.
Garland goes to Michael Froda, ladies and gentlemen. What about... And, of course, a bottle of Bournemouth Rouge Mum Champagne. A garland also to the English navigator, Graham Stewart. Champagne spray, I've always regarded. They really did magnificently. They were leading the race and eventually finished in third place. They are Dave Trotter and Steve Lajoie from Guernsey in Magician 3.
Well done.
Champagne. Dave Trotter, the driver, shakes the hands of Lord Normanton and the Mayor of Bournemouth. I think it's a case for discharging champagne corks again, and it's nice to see the splendid spirit of cooperation and friendliness that exists between the various crews as they shake hands and celebrate their individual successes. Let me have a word, if I may, with Michael Froda, because really he is the man of the day, and it would be nice to find out just how he feels about it. One more. And more champagne is drunk. May I have so to receive a trophy and a bottle of champagne? It is, of course, Mum Cordon Rouge champagne. Would Colin Sleep and Dave Newland please come to collect their awards? They're finding their way up through the platform right now, ladies and gentlemen. Not easy. Anyway, perhaps those of you who are coming up later will work it out by now. Colin Sleep and Dave Newland. A trophy apiece, and of course, a bottle of champagne. Can we have the runners-up in the European 2-litre championship race? Boat number 33. I'm not sure whether they're still here because they're very busy people and they do have to go back to Guernsey, but they're made of stern stuff. Yes, I'm delighted to see that the crew of magicians are here. Immensely popular duo. Deep sea diver Dave Trotter and Steve Lajoie. Well done, Dave and Steve. One of these days, in fact, I'm quite sure it's going to be in 1987 that Dave and Steve come back. They're actually going to pull it off. They so nearly did it last year. They so nearly did it this year. And I'm delighted, as I'm sure you all are, that they finished second. Now, we've got a lot to present to the new European champions. I'm going to ask Simon Newman if he will be kind enough to present the principal award to the new European champions. They are British. In number 31, the Cat, Hooper and Ashby, to receive the Ukoba cheque for £500 and the UIM trophy, a replica of. Would you please greet John Yeoman and Kim Leachman? I can't think of two people who know better how to use a Jeroboam of Mum champagne. There it is. I've also for today's race, which was the Prudential Unit Trust Awards for today's race. We're going to start, as ever, with the cruisers.
In pack of 4, and we followed them, which is a classic mistake. And we saw them go wrong, but we'd already gone wrong by maybe a mile and a half by then. And when we turned over to go the right side of the oil rig, we saw 3 or 4 come inside us. But unfortunately, we still came back in the 4th place, which we were with the other pack. And when we went round the actual buoy in the end, we were 4th. And throughout the race then, we just started to work our way through. Fortunately, got Dave Trotter on the last lap. And we just couldn't catch Michael Frode. He's just too quick. Excellent driver, as is Dave Trotter. Good race, good result. Well pleased.
Yeah. What about Sunday? We asked John Yeoman for his feelings following the scrutineering and subsequent disqualification of Michael Froda's boat.
Well, I was unfortunate about Michael Frode and his engine. But unfortunately, I suppose that's the name of the game. But no disrespect to Michael, he's a good driver, and I feel sorry for him, quite honestly. But I'm glad I won. And good team effort, really. It's not just me, it's Kim. Excellent bit of navigation, sent us all the right way. And Joe Donahue, Gordon Wright, the rest of the team, excellent. It takes not just the driver and the navigator, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realise. Of course, the sponsors, and I'm just really, really pleased. Great event. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brian Jones, sum up how our feelings are regarding this matter.
First across the line, there is a difference of interpretation between nations of the rules which are established. He is, I know, highly respected by you all as a powerboat racer and competitor, and I'm sure that you would wish that to be registered to Michael Froder, who's come all the way from Sweden tonight.